It has been over 8 months since the announcement of Polestar 3, and although pre-orders are being taken, the production version has not yet been released. So it is not possible to fully confirm its driving performance or detailed features. However, at this point,
Polestar 4
has been additionally announced. It is positioned between Polestar 2 and Polestar 3 in terms of size and price. Regarding the design, the distinctive character of Polestar is clearly felt. Originally, Polestar was Volvo's high-performance division, similar to Mercedes-AMG or BMW's M. However, with its sudden transformation into an electric car brand, Polestar initially showed some signs of being unprepared. As a result, Polestar 1 was a limited production model that was essentially a two-door high-performance PHEV version of the Volvo S90 with questionable performance and a high price tag.
One, should you avoid it? Should you consider it? Should you shortlist it, or should you just go right ahead and buy it? Well, I reckon you should avoid. There are loads of other better cars at this price point.
Polestar 2, in my personal opinion, seems to be a model that Volvo had originally planned to release as an S40, but was instead offered as a successor model in a rush for Polestar. Therefore, I think the vehicle that truly established Polestar's own character is from the Polestar 3 and onward. When looking at the Polestar 4, it is clear that it is a product of the same household, but upon closer inspection, it also shows many differences from the Polestar 3. The Polestar 4 aims to be a SUV coupe. As far as I know, this concept was first introduced by BMW with X6. While it is not as practical as a regular SUV and not as sporty as a sedan-based coupe, I do not fully understand why this SUV coupe genre is getting so popular, but it seems to be a current trend absolutely. Polestar 4 followed this trend faithfully, but also attempted a new design approach. They removed the rear windows entirely and instead use a real-time rear-view camera that projects the image onto the rear-view mirror. This allows for a much wider rear view to be displayed visually. You can also switch to a view of the rear cabin space. There seems to be mixed opinions on Polestar's decision to remove the rear window in the Polestar 4, but overall, the response appears to be positive towards this new approach. However, there are some reviews that question why the line in the back was split despite this change.
What the heck is this panel for? Is it a spoiler that pops up when you're going over a certain speed? Well, no, it doesn't move. It doesn't do anything.
Polestar 4 also largely follows the signature light design that was first introduced in Polestar 3. Under the Polestar logo, there is indirect lighting that shows that it is a Polestar, which may have been influenced by Mercedes-Benz. While it's fine to imitate something that looks good, it would be better if they didn't force it to be a part of the Nordic style. Let's talk about the door handle. It's a design that we see a lot in electric cars from other companies these days. But the issue is whether it is easy to open the door from the outside in an emergency. Volvo EX90 and Polestar 3 have adopted a design that dispels these concerns and looks good. But Polestar 4 has suddenly adopted a design that raised concerns, so it will need to be validated in the future. One of the basic virtues that is a typical coupe concept car should have is a frameless door, and Polestar 4 has adopted this. The Polestar 4 is an SUV coupe belonging to the D segment, with a wheelbase of 2,999mm. Its overall length is 4,839mm, width is 2,139mm, and height is 1,544mm. Let's see the shape to the Polestar 3. Two things catch my eye when looking at the interior. First, the window switch on the driver's door has been changed back to the old style. The EX90 and Polestar 3 had a simplified design similar to the Volkswagen ID4. I had expected simplified design would be a kind of trend, but it will take more time to be turned out the result. The second thing that catch my eyes is that the seat adjustment switches have also returned to the previous design. Perhaps they initially changed the operating method for the EX90 and Polestar 3 after much consideration, but they quickly reverted to the previous version on this in the next new model, Polestar 4, even before EX90 and Polestar 3 have not released yet to the consumers. It's uncertain how long the operating method from the EX90 and Polestar 3 will continue. According to presentation, Polestar 4's panoramic sunroof has a function that allows it to be electrically opaque, which is often called a magic sunroof. Originally, the only user setting was to block sunlight with an accessory sunshade or remove it for natural lighting, which was unreasonable user setting in itself. However, the problem is that the Polestar 3 is a more expensive vehicle, but it does not have this feature, while the less expensive Polestar 4 does. This doesn't make sense. It is expected that the Polestar 3 and EX90 PHEV will also incorporate this feature soon. Even if it's not included in the first year production, it's likely to be enhanced in the second year version or later. So, the first year production might be the character of the ambient light has been developed to avoid similarity with other brands that simply use colorful designs. It seems like they made a great effort to do, and apparently they took inspiration from the solar system. However, the name Polestar itself means the North Star, so it's understandable that they would go for an ambient light concept that fits the brand's meaning. In terms of performance, the Polestar 4 is the fastest car developed by the Polestar brand to date. With 0-60 miles per hour, takes only 3.8 seconds. The maximum output is 400 kW available in both dual or single motor versions. The single motor version features rear-wheel drive, while the dual motor version includes performance suspension, but there is no mention of all-in suspension. It may be understandable why they did not include air suspension, but it is surprisingly that they exclude all-ins, especially considering that this vehicle is marketed as the most powerful coupe concept in the history of Polestar. All models will equipped with CATL's 102 kWh battery. The maximum charging capacity is 200 kW DC and 22 kW AC, and the charging cover is electrically operated. Additionally, it supports V2L functionality. The seat design is completely new, and the center display has been changed from vertical to horizontal, which is similar to what Tesla has been doing recently. As the originator of electric car and a trendsetter, it seems like Tesla started putting displays horizontally for a reason. Perhaps this because it provides greater user convenience when using the car. Personally, I believe that the Tesla yoke steering wheel will also become a trend without a doubt. The audio system is offered as an option up to the Harman Kardon audio system, which is a lower specification than the Polestar 3, but still features 12 speakers and produces 1,400 watts of output. A total of 12 cameras, 1 LiDAR, and 12 ultrasonic sensors are standard equipment, except for the number of ultrasonic sensors, which differs from the Polestar 3. It seems that the Polestar 4 may not include the LiDAR-based semi-autonomous driving, but since it is still in pre-production, this can be subject to change in the future. There are a total of 9 airbags, which is one less than the 10 airbags in the Polestar 3. It is unclear because of lack of the official information where the difference. The pilot package offers as an option includes pilot assist and a feature that automatically changes lanes with just the turn signal operating. The Plus package as what's known as the Magic Sky Loop feature and interior lighting. The Napa package can be selected alongside the Plus package and includes animal welfare certified Napa leather seats, ventilated and massaging front seats and headrest speakers. The Performance package features 12 2-inch wheels, 4-piston Brembo brakes, suspension tuning, seat belt, and valve caps with a color called Swedish Gold.
Now, Polestar 4 is available to pre-order from today in China. Production begins later this year in a world-class factory in Hangzhou Bay. Launch for all other markets will follow in early 2024.
Which means we still have more than a year left. Until we can actually see the vehicle, and there may be changes to the specification and details during that time. Overall, the Polestar 4 gives off the impression of being a Polestar model at first glance, but upon closer inspection, it is quite different. There are also some aspects that makes the Polestar 3 look more outdated. Has not even been officially released yet.